I ended up at the hospital. Those were the heartbreaking words of 90 Day Fiancé star Jasmine Pineda, as she broke down in tears while revealing how Rob Warne's behavior during the tell-all directly affected her pregnancy and pushed her to a dangerous breaking point. The tell-all has always been a high-pressure environment. Cast members are put under bright lights, producers encourage drama, and every conflict is magnified for television. But for Jasmine, this wasn't just another reality TV fight. This time, the stress of what unfolded had real-life consequences. According to Jasmine, Rob dismissed her feelings during the tell-all, laughed off her emotions, and made her feel humiliated in front of the entire cast and the millions of viewers who would eventually watch. She said she felt unsupported, embarrassed, and broken down in the very moment she needed love and reassurance the most. Once the cameras stopped rolling, Jasmine could no longer hold back. Backstage, she broke down in uncontrollable tears. Witnesses say she was shaking, sobbing, and repeating that she didn't know how to handle the pressure anymore. But then things took an even scarier turn. Jasmine began experiencing severe abdominal pain and dizziness. The situation quickly escalated, and she was rushed to the hospital. Doctors immediately placed her under observation. They explained to her what so many already know but sometimes forget: stress and emotional trauma can have a serious impact on both a pregnant woman and her unborn child. Jasmine was told in clear terms she needed to calm down, avoid unnecessary conflict, and put her health and her baby's safety first. Jasmine later confessed that this was the moment everything became terrifyingly real for her. Through tears, she admitted, "I thought I was strong enough to handle anything. But when it's about your baby, your body, your future, the fear becomes unbearable." Meanwhile, questions quickly turned to Rob's reaction. Some insiders say he didn't realize how serious things had become until Jasmine was already in the hospital. Critics accuse him of being emotionally careless and dismissive. Others believe he truly felt remorse once he understood the damage his behavior had caused. But fans across social media were not so forgiving. On Twitter, users expressed outrage, calling out Rob for his toxic behavior and demanding that Jasmine leave him. On Instagram, supporters flooded Jasmine's posts with messages of love and encouragement. And on Reddit, heated debates broke out over whether Rob deserved another chance or whether Jasmine should finally walk away for good. One fan summed it up perfectly, writing, "Pregnancy is already hard enough. The last thing Jasmine needs is a partner who makes her cry instead of protecting her." This painful situation also raises larger questions about the role of reality TV producers. Should they do more to protect cast members who are pregnant, especially during high-stress tapings like the tell-all? What might seem like entertaining drama for the audience can, behind the scenes, become a health crisis for the people living it. In the end, Jasmine's own words cut the deepest. She said, "I don't care about the cameras, I don't care about the show. I just want my baby to be safe. I just want to be okay." It's a reminder that beyond the fights, beyond the memes, and beyond the ratings, these are real people with real lives. And sometimes, the cost of reality TV can be far too high. So what happens now? Will this mark a turning point in Jasmine and Rob's relationship? Or will they try to move forward and put the past behind them? That's the question fans everywhere are asking. What do you think? Was Rob truly out of line, or did the pressure of the tell-all make everything spiral out of control? Should Jasmine step away from the relationship for the sake of her health, or do you think they can rebuild after this? After Jasmine Pineda's shocking confession about ending up in the hospital following Rob Warne's tell-all behavior, the story has only grown bigger. Fans, fellow cast members, and even outside media outlets are now weighing in. And while Jasmine continues to focus on her health and pregnancy, the drama around her and Rob refuses to fade away. In this part of the story, we dive deeper into the aftermath, how Jasmine has been coping since the hospital scare, how Rob has responded in the days following, and how fans are demanding answers about what's really happening behind closed doors. Let's start with Jasmine herself. Sources close to her reveal that she has been trying to take things one day at a time. Doctors instructed her to reduce stress, avoid heated arguments, and focus only on her baby. That means limiting public appearances, avoiding online fights, and keeping distance from anything that might raise her blood pressure. But for Jasmine, that's easier said than done. She has built a career and identity around being outspoken, unfiltered, and deeply emotional. Shutting down that side of herself is almost impossible. Still, in a recent emotional statement, she said, "I am learning to put my baby above everything. If that means walking away from people or situations that hurt me, I will do it." That line sparked a storm of speculation. Was she talking about Rob? Or was it simply about the toxic environment of reality TV itself? Meanwhile, Rob has been facing intense backlash. Fans flooded his social media with angry comments, demanding apologies and accountability. Many accused him of gaslighting Jasmine, of not taking her mental and physical health seriously, and of being emotionally neglectful. Rob, for his part, has offered a mixed response. In one post, he hinted that fans didn't know the full story, writing, "What you see on TV is only part of what happened. A lot goes on behind the scenes." But critics argue that excuse is not enough. In private, however, some sources claim Rob has been more remorseful. He reportedly reached out to Jasmine multiple times after the hospital incident, trying to comfort her and reassure her that he does care. But the question remains, is it too little, too late? The situation has not only divided fans but also sparked discussion among other 90 Day Fiancé cast members. Several former stars of the franchise shared cryptic posts on Instagram, with some sending prayers and support to Jasmine, while others subtly hinted that she should walk away from Rob if she truly wants peace. One even wrote, "No TV show is worth your health or your baby's safety. Choose wisely." The story has also reached beyond the 90 Day Fiancé fanbase. Entertainment media outlets have begun covering Jasmine's hospitalization, framing it as a wake-up call about the dangers of reality TV pressure. Headlines read, "Pregnant reality star hospitalized after on-camera stress," and fans rally behind Jasmine as 90 Day Fiancé drama turns dangerous. But what makes this case so striking is not just Jasmine's health scare, it's what it symbolizes about her relationship with Rob. From the beginning, their romance has been controversial. Fans have accused Rob of being dismissive, of taking Jasmine for granted, and of failing to show her the respect she craves. Jasmine herself has admitted to feeling insecure, emotional, and sometimes out of control in the relationship. The tell-all, in many ways, magnified all of those issues and turned them into a breaking the pregnancy it's. Still, Jasmine has not publicly declared an end to their relationship. In fact, despite the pain and humiliation, she seems conflicted. During one emotional moment, she admitted, "I don't want to raise a child alone. But I also don't want to raise a child in an unhealthy relationship." That painful honesty shows the impossible choice she feels trapped in: stay with Rob and hope things improve, or leave him and face single motherhood. Fans, of course, have strong opinions. Some argue Jasmine is better off without Rob, saying she has the strength and independence to raise a child on her own. Others believe Rob deserves a chance to prove himself, especially if he's willing to change. And then there are those who blame the show itself, arguing that producers intentionally push couples to the edge for the sake of drama. In the middle of all this noise, Jasmine remains focused on her pregnancy. She has reportedly been spending more time with close friends and family, people who make her feel safe and supported. She's also been limiting her time online, though occasionally she shares glimpses of her journey on Instagram, usually posts that highlight her gratitude for her baby and her determination to move forward, no matter what. But the big question still hangs in the air: where does this leave her relationship with Rob Warne? Can they recover from such a devastating incident, or has the hospital scare marked the beginning of the end? For now, Jasmine has chosen not to give a definitive answer. Instead, she has made one thing crystal clear: her baby comes first. In her own words, "No man, no show, no fight is more important than the life inside me." It's a statement that resonates not only with her fans but with anyone who has ever had to choose between love and health, between loyalty and survival. When Jasmine Pineda first found out she was pregnant, her world shifted. For years, fans of 90 Day Fiancé have known Jasmine as fiery, emotional, passionate, and sometimes explosive. But pregnancy changes a woman in ways no one can fully understand until they live it. Jasmine herself admitted that this chapter of her life was supposed to be different, calmer, more nurturing, filled with joy instead of pain. Yet the reality has been far from easy. In her own words, Jasmine said, "Pregnancy is supposed to be a blessing. It's supposed to be beautiful. But instead, I feel like I've been fighting every single day just to stay calm." The fight she's talking about isn't just the normal struggles that every mother-to-be goes through. It's the constant pressure of reality TV, the judgment from millions of viewers, and most painfully, the lack of support from the very man she hoped would stand by her, Rob Warne. Since the tell-all incident, Jasmine has opened up more about how stress affects her body. She revealed that she often suffers sleepless nights, crying herself to exhaustion. Some mornings she wakes up with anxiety so heavy she can't even eat. Doctors have reminded her repeatedly that her emotional state directly impacts her child. And yet, she admits it feels nearly impossible to escape the storm she's caught in. Friends close to Jasmine have shared that she's become increasingly private since the hospital scare. While she used to post regularly, sharing glamorous selfies and emotional outbursts, now her online presence is quieter. Instead of fiery captions, she shares simple words of gratitude for her baby, photos of prenatal vitamins, or quotes about inner strength. It's clear she is trying to transform, but the shadow of what happened with Rob lingers. Behind the scenes, Jasmine's family has also been worried. They've urged her to focus on her health and reminded her that no relationship is worth sacrificing her child's safety. But Jasmine is torn. On one hand, she longs for stability with Rob. On the other, she admits privately that she's terrified of repeating the same cycle of disappointment. The 9 months without another breakdown. She said, "I am scared. I want to be strong for my baby, but every day feels like a test. Some days I win. Some days I lose." What makes this more heartbreaking is that Jasmine had dreamed of a picture-perfect pregnancy. She imagined soft music, tender support from her partner, and a peaceful envy. After Jasmine Pineda's emotional confession about ending up in the hospital, much of the spotlight has turned to Rob Warne. For many fans of 90 Day Fiancé, Rob has become the center of controversy, criticized for his dismissive words during the tell-all and his lack of visible support for Jasmine when she needed him most. But Rob insists his side of the story has not been fairly represented. In this part, we explore how Rob has tried to defend himself, the backlash he continues to face, and what this means for his future with Jasmine. When the tell-all episode aired, viewers were quick to notice Rob's body language. He appeared detached, occasionally smirking, and often brushed off Jasmine's emotional outbursts. While some argued this was simply Rob's personality, calm, unemotional, less reactive, others said it was disrespectful and cruel, especially given Jasmine's pregnancy. After the backlash erupted, Rob finally spoke out. On his social media, he wrote, "People need to remember you only see a fraction of what actually happens. TV is edited. Things are left out. There's more to the story than what you saw." But that explanation didn't satisfy most fans. Many accused Rob of using the editing excuse, something viewers have heard from countless reality stars before. One commenter wrote, "Editing didn't make you roll your eyes. Editing didn't make you laugh while she cried. That was you." The criticism only grew louder when Jasmine revealed she ended up in the hospital. Suddenly, Rob wasn't just seen as dismissive, he was being accused of endangering Jasmine and their unborn child through his lack of empathy. On Twitter, the phrase "Rob is toxic" began trending among 90 Day Fiancé fans. Reddit threads were filled with fans demanding Jasmine leave him immediately. And on Instagram, and her future that matter most. If Rob truly wants to be part of that future, he will have to prove himself, not with words, not with excuses, but with actions. 90 Day Show, 90 Day, Hunt for Love, wrapped up its first ever tell-all on September 1st with one of the most dramatic tell-alls in franchise history, bringing together fan-favorite 90 Day alums, their singles resort connections, and other key players for the 90 Day universe to discuss everything that went down in Tulum and beyond. At the end of the Hunt for Love tell-all Part 2, Colt Johnson finally put to words the unspoken reason behind the tension on the tell-all stage. Every 90 Day tell-all is a competition. Looking back at his time on the stage, Colt told viewers, "I feel like this tell-all went very well. People feel like nicer towards me because of my injured leg, almost. I kind of won out of this whole thing." Taking into consideration Colt's stipulation that someone could win the tell-all, we decided to put his theory to the test by looking back at the performance of all 8 90 Day alums on Hunt for Love. Scroll to find out the highs and lows of each star on the tell-all, and be sure to vote for the star you think won the tell-all. Throughout Hunt for Love, Tiffany was caught in multiple love triangles. While she ended up with Rocky Russo in Tulum, she had broken up with him by the time of the tell-all. Today, she has a boyfriend named Ro. Put Carlo on blast for continuing to text her after picking someone else. Revealed that her new boyfriend has the same name as her ex. Jennifer survived an entire summer in Tulum with her ex, Tim, and still managed to find love at the resort. As of the tell-all, she is still dating her 90 Day, Hunt for Love co-star Cole Anderson. However, seeing as Cole found out that she hooked up with Rob Warne during their time in Tulum, it's unclear whether they are still together today. 90 Day Fiancé's very own Soja Boy may not have returned from Tulum with a partner, but he still had plenty to say about his co-star's connections at the tell-all. Made his plans to get married this year very clear, even though he does not have a girlfriend yet. Would not stop talking about Colt's penis. No, really. What was up with that? Even though Tim shared Usman's fate of leaving Hunt for Love alone, the co-stars found little common ground at the tell-all. After his spat with Usman and a guest appearance by his close friend/ex Vanessa, Tim made a move on one of his co-stars. Turns out, Courtney and Colt are still together, even though Courtney admitted that she still talks to her other connection, Usman. As of the tell-all, Courtney still lives with Colt at her parents' house. Admitted that she and Colt are in love. Claimed that Colt either has erectile dysfunction or isn't attracted to her.